So today we are here because we are celebrating the town square that's coming into Southwest Lansing, the completed project, and today we were able to celebrate the work that's come from all of this time that we've spent putting the artwork together. The Arts Council of Greater Lansing was happy to partner with David Such and Fred Hammond, who created this beautiful piece, Encompass Lansing.
I basically went to an Arts Impact meeting and pitched a project, which I didn't even know it was this until after we got it. I mean, we had a charrette here, a couple of charrettes here where we talked about with the community about what they wanted to see in a work of art, and I had a basic idea of a compass kind of thing with 4 points going northeast, south, and west, of course, so the center pole. And then the panels came from the meeting we had with the community, the couple of meetings, and I just wanted to find out what was important to them, and that's what we came up with.
So welcome everyone. Thank you for coming out. Thank you for braving this beautiful Michigan fall weather, right? So it's a beautiful day. We're gonna claim that, say that, right? But most of all, thank you for coming out to this very special part of town, one of our neighborhoods of focus. We've put a lot of work into the project that we're gonna talk about today, and we're so happy to celebrate it today. So that I'm not keeping you all in the rain, I'm not gonna give a long speech about the hard work that we've done. I'll leave that to Mayor SCHOR. So I'd like to introduce Mayor SCHOR, please. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, thank you all for coming. I greatly appreciate it. It's really exciting that we're finally here today, and I know there's been a lot of hard work put in. We'll leave that there. I want to recognize we have two council members here. We have Councilman Adam HUSSAIN. We're in his ward. We have Councilwoman KATHIE DUNBAR. So I want to recognize you both. Thank you for being here today. This is an exciting day in Lansing. It's an exciting day in Southwest Lansing, but really it's an exciting day for all of Lansing. So we're going to cut the ribbon today on Town Square Southwest, but we know there's been so much work done. I see a lot of smiles from people who have been working on this for so very long. This has been an incredible joint project. You know, it's nothing this exciting, of this much significance really is done by just one organization. We know that this is community revitalization, and that takes a lot of work, and to be done well, it takes time before you can get it perfect, and we've hit that point right here today. This project is this project we're going to talk about here, the Town Square, is just one of many for Southwest Lansing that I'm really excited we've been able to finalize over the last few years. I pulled up, I saw the Beacon Park, the archway, which has gone up recently, which is awesome, which shows that from this area over here at Beacon Park, especially as most people go over from Simpkin, when you pull in, we know that the soccer field has been very active. We know the playground equipment is being used. So we know that we can do placemaking and community revitalization right here in Southwest Lansing. So I'm really excited. We know this all started around 2016. The Southwest Action Plan was developed through an extensive planning process with funding from the governor's office and the MEDC. I saw Linda Vale there. I know the Ingham County Health Department was selected by the Robert Wood Johnson Foundation to be included in the Invest Health cohort of 50 mid-sized cities across the country to build a team to focus on community development. So Linda, we know you always put in a lot of work. We know that just from the last year and a half, but it goes even further back than that, and we appreciate it. The City of Lansing has been just a partner in all of this work. We have teamed up with the Invest Help folks to create everything really hit Pleasant Grove and Holmes, along with the Southwest Action Group. And I saw Rachel there. The Southwest Action Group has been just fantastic. It's been an honor to work with you, and I appreciate it. Anybody who knows Rachel knows she is tenacious. She is a tremendous advocate for Southwest Lansing, so I do appreciate all the work that you've done. Not just you, but many of the business owners here who have all put in just an incredible amount of time. This is as you may or may not know, this is a neighborhood of focus, and that was named several years ago before I took office. But when we came in, we wanted to make sure to expand upon that. I know Brett Kaczynski and our Parks Department have done a lot of work working with many people here, our zoning and planning, trying to figure out who owns what piece of the property here. All of that has been tremendously hard work. So seeing this take shape is exciting. We know that SWAG, the Southwest Action Group, grew and they were able to purchase the town square, the property here in Town Square. We know there was a $75,000 arts award from the city, and so the city of Lansing also put that in and invested about $100,000 in CDBG funds for the area. So we are certainly invested and proud to be invested in this area. I am really excited for the growth, for the progress, for everything that's coming here in Southwest Lansing. I'm excited for the MLK corridor and seeing what we're going to do there. We have a new staffer over at the MLK corridor, so there's a lot of work going on. I want to thank all of our staff, our partners. We know that change, it takes some time sometimes to get it right, but looking at this, seeing this, I drive by this probably 3-4 times a week, and it makes me smile. It makes me happy to know that we've got this for the residents of Southwest Lansing and for the citizens to use. So thank you, everybody. Thank you for all the hard work, Mr. Lansing. Thank you for all the hard work that's been done here today. It is really exciting to be here as we are announcing this. Am I announcing Adam next?
Yes.
So I will next welcome up here Adam HUSSAIN, who is the council member. If you don't know he's the council member for the 3rd Ward, then you don't live in the 3rd Ward. He has been just a tremendous advocate. He's blowing me up all the time about everything around here. He has been a leader for the 3rd Ward. So Adam, thank you for everything. Congratulations.
Appreciate you. Thank you. So the terrible part about going second is sometimes the mayor steals all your talking points. So I'm going to go ahead and put my paper away because that was pretty much my speech. No, first of all, I want to thank all of the speakers today that you'll hear from. They represent just a myriad of organizations that have been so incredibly impactful and working so incredibly hard to move the Southwest Lansing community forward. One of the things I know as a 40-year resident, beyond any measure of doubt, is that for decades we have been undervalued, under-resourced, we've been under-supported here in Southwest Lansing. And maybe about 6 years ago, it was like all of a sudden the light went on and people from outside started recognizing that. And so as the mayor said, I think in 2015, the MEDC said, you know what, we need to get in there, we need to support, and that precipitated the Southwest Lansing Initiative. And then in 2016, we were lucky enough to get some recognition from the Robert Johnson Foundation, and they said, let's get in there, let's support, and obviously that precipitated the Invest Health effort. And then in 2017, we were fortunate enough to be recognized, and we want to say thank you to Councilwoman DUNBAR for actually putting forth the pitch. But we were recognized by the Arts Council as being, a community that has a rich diversity worth celebrating, but that needs some support in trumpeting that diversity and that rich culture that we all have. Folks that live in Southwest Lansing or own a business in Southwest Lansing have all fallen in love with. And so I think, however, central to all of this, right, is the fact that people have recognized on the outside, finally, that the people in Southwest Lansing have this incredible, never bail, can-do kind of spirit. They're incredibly proud of their community, and they're ready to roll up their sleeves and get to work. And so I think what you've seen here, and so many of the things that the mayor referenced over the last 6 years, is that we just have these incredible people, these incredible organizations that needed some measure of support. We're getting the support, and you're seeing now this part of town kind of move forward. And we could not, and I'm going to go ahead and represent the citizens for just a minute in saying this, we couldn't be more thankful for everyone's support as we move our community forward, and particularly for our youngest citizens. As a teacher, I actually was conducting a parent-teacher conference in my car just 10 minutes ago, thanks to some of the unintended positive consequences of the pandemic. And so I'm working with young people all the time, and so many of them come from our community, and they even are feeling it. They're even saying, hey, something's different, something's happening, right? At some of these critical nodes along our corridors. They're getting some attention in their neighborhoods. And again, we couldn't do it without you. But I also want to thank, just very quickly, I want to thank the folks of Colonial Village Neighborhood Association. They've been incredible, of Aver Woods, of Luton Ridge, Friends of Ingham Park, Coach Light, Churchill, Leno, thank you so much. I said Churchill, Colonial Cooperative, Rejuvenating South Lansing. Good God, we have to recognize the incredible work that they've done dating back to 2015. The Southwest Action Group, thank you for being here, David. Colonial Cooperative with Vicki Miller. We got Kathy Toby in the back from Churchill. We just have these incredible organizations that have kind of coalesced, come together. And I'll tell you this, we've made some ground, but there's a whole lot more work to do. And so we want to continue, right, incorporating all of you into our community. We appreciate the partnership, and I know that the future is bright. Thank you so much. We appreciate you.
Thank you so much, Adam. I'd like to bring KRIS Klein here, please, if you can come say a few words from LEAP. Thank you.
Well, thank you. And as Councilmember HUSSAIN has mentioned, a lot of the talking points have been stated, but we'll give it a go. So today marks the culmination of many years of planning, beginning with that $50,000 grant from the governor's office and MEDC that was secured by LEAP back in 2015. This grant led to LEAP managing a community input process, including several town hall meetings and the creation of the Southwest Lansing Action Plan. So, in fact, it was 5 years ago this month that plan was actually published. And through it, the community expressed their desire to focus efforts right here on the intersection of Pleasant Grove and Holmes Road. And as community members and partners know, we've been very busy putting that plan into action. As one of the first initiatives, LEAP advocated, along with Councilmember HUSSAIN and Councilmember KATHIE DUNBAR, for a town square concept and help steer the city's placemaking artwork to be its centerpiece. But of course, this is one part of many critical partnerships and projects LEAP has proudly supported right here on this intersection. This is from Beacon Park, the creation of that, to managing facade improvement projects, several of the businesses in this area. Ongoing efforts to revitalize vacant properties along the intersection, the founding of the Southwest Action Group, led by neighborhood business owners and residents, and now this beautiful town square in our piece. So LEAP remains a champion for placemaking in our communities because these projects are a catalyst for ongoing beautification, as we can see, investment as well. So this is why LEAP invests directly in placemaking. LEAP has a program, Public Art for Communities. I have to put in a plug here. And so applications are open this winter. And for more information, go to purelansing.com/placemaking. I just want to say again, thank you, Mayor SCHOR, business owners, residents, and all the community partners. Thank you so much. I think Linda Vale.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Mayor SCHOR. Councilman, where did he go? HUSSAIN. Oh, there you are back there, Councilwoman DUNBAR. Sorry, I'm still new here. I'm going to say that again. I'm not anymore, but I don't know all the names of everybody. So, actually, Chris, Invest Health, or was it? Oh, it was Adam. Invest Health didn't recognize this project in order to invest in. It chose Lansing. And we had a number of areas that we identified that were potential areas for a really good Invest Health project. And I'll get to Invest Health in a minute. And a lot of that had to do with, the demographics in any particular area. Violent crime rates in this area were high, things like that. And then as we came together between LEAP and the city, the county, and formed our Invest Health team, we had to do a lot of searching for where is the perfect place to land this Invest Health initiative, this Invest Health project. And in comes Bob Trezise with, by the way, here's this Southwest Action Group and this strategic plan they already have. So this is a pretty perfect opportunity to just blend in with what is already going on in the community and amplify that. And so often we forget, and we, duplicate efforts, or we don't use our resources efficiently in order to basically have that synergy and build on things that were already going on. So fortunately, we had the right team together that pointed us in the right way. We looked at the school over here and just so many things that are right here, and decided that this was a perfect area to be working with the Invest Health project to bring revitalization to this area. Now, the reason for the Invest Health project is basically the acknowledgement that your zip code contributes to your health outcomes more than your genetic code. Where you live, what resources are around you where you live, what the environment looks like around where you live. Is it safe to walk? Is there enough lighting to be able to exercise and, you know, go around on the streets? Is it beautified in a way that people feel comfortable? Is there bullying going on in the neighborhoods that we have to deal with? What do you have to deal with in an area beyond health care in order to create health in the environment? And so we call them the social determinants of health. Those social determinants of health are rooted in the causes of racism, gender oppression, and classism. But environment, jobs, education, all of those things basically contribute to your overall well-being, actually far more than your access to a primary care doctor. Now, we want you to have access to a primary care doctor too, and we want that to be here. But it is really important to emphasize how much where you live and what it is like around where you live contributes to your overall health. And that is something that we continue to emphasize. We continue to know and grow within the health department, and being able to be part of doing exactly that within Lansing and bringing that to this particular area of Lansing has been the work of Invest Health with a lot of other folks, and has been really quite an enjoyable project to be part of. We're all proud of where we came. When we got that $50,000, I think it was, for Invest Health, it's like, well, you know, what are we going to do with just $50,000? Well, you know, the idea was that they were going to, you know, kind of introduce us to investors and help us with pitches and stuff like that. But this community really came together in order to make that happen, far more than any outside investors came in to make that happen. And so we had a great team. We learned a lot of great things, but importantly, we started making progress right here, and we're proud of it. And Andy Crawford isn't here today, but you know, we all remember Andy Crawford and Shrimp and Money. So I can tell you about New Orleans and Andy Crawford going down the street singing Shrimp and Money, but we'll move on past that. Thank you for letting me speak here today. Thank you, Mayor Shore, Delisa, and this is really just amazing to see come to fruition. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Linda. Of course, none of this would be possible without community involvement. So I'd like to bring up Rachel White-LEIGH from SWAG. If you'd like to come speak, please.
As she said, my name is Rachel White-LEIGH. Most of you remember me as Rachel White when we started this project. Since then, I've gotten married. There's a lot of things that have happened throughout this time, and as Linda pointed out, there's been a lot of synergy in the area. What we started with was originally a few business owners and the investment of the city gathered at what used to be Sam Smooth Dance Studio. So we had Sam Horton, myself, Bill Williams, and Ravon Herfy, with Adam HUSSAIN and KATHIE DUNBAR, and we all sat around at a table and we talked about what we'd like to see in the area and how we could support each other to help lift the whole area up and involve the residents in that as well. When the art grant was secured, that's when we were able to take a step forward and be able to say, we want this for Southwest Lansing. And it wasn't just we want it for Southwest Lansing anywhere. We decided we wanted it right here. So we did everything that we could to get this property and make that happen. The community support was overwhelming. The support that we've had from at least 24 other organizations, businesses, etc. I mean, we've had MSU involved in a lot of what we've created, not just having the residents and their input. In fact, some may have noticed that there was an original art installation and we revised one of the panels, and that was because of community input. So as the president of SWAG and as a member of the community, we just wanted to let you know we didn't put this up here haphazardly just to say, look at some art in the area. we did it with purpose. We did it with intent, and we did it for something to improve and remind the community what we're about. This art piece is not just a beacon for the community. It actually calls to our roots, and it shows our values and our traditions that have survived through all the times that people have kind of dismissed us and kind of tossed us to the side. So this is our way of standing proud and saying, look at us, we are Southwest Lansing. So having this in place now is a true testament to who we are as Southwest Lansing, being able to take those steps forward, being able to stand tall and stand proud as a community, and just take those steps one step at a time, and sometimes it takes a long time, but we overcome those challenges and we make it through. So we are nothing but proud to have this as a showpiece. Appreciate David's touch for all of his hard work in creating it and helping us get to where we are today. And SWAG will keep moving forward with the community support. And we definitely have some more projects in place to be able to help the area just as much as Beacon Park has been across the street. So that synergy is definitely felt in the area. And I know that we have other people coming on board that are going to help do some more developments that are going to do nothing but improve and enhance the current surroundings to give and provide the resources that people need in the area. Thank you.
I just want to take a brief moment to recognize our firefighters here. I want to say thank you for coming out. Thank you for serving our wonderful city. Thanks for all that you do. I would be remiss if I didn't mention my godfather, who Mayor SCHOR called Mr. Lansing, Mr. Cardi. Thank you so much for being here. You're such a blessing to Lansing because you bring smiles everywhere you go.
Everybody, somebody, we all make it happen.
I know that's right.
Friendship is more valuable than money.
There it is. Next up, I'd like to bring David WEINER, which I want to say a special thank you for this wonderful canopy. So I don't know what we would have done without it.
Not even using it.
But I would like to bring David WEINER from Southside Community Coalition to come up, please, and speak. Give us a few moments.
So I don't know if the mic is working, so I'll just talk really loud if you don't mind. So I'm really proud to be here. Here's my SWAG sweatshirt. There's also a t-shirt, but you need the sweatshirt today. It's really been an honor and a pleasure to be part of this group over the number of years that we've been working together. You've heard all the details of the story. I'm not going to go over it again, although I'd love to, but you've heard it. So there's so many people to thank, and they've all been thanked. The only person who hasn't been thanked so far has been Yolanda. Is Yolanda here still? So Yolanda Shear has been with the Southside Community Coalition for over 15 years, runs our senior programs, our after-school programs, our youth programs, our healthcare outreach in partnership with the county. And she also was a staff person to Invest Health and helped arrange to have the plaza repainted, BW's building repainted, Rachelle's building repainted, and has worked with and also helped arrange for the Beacon Park archway that you see across the street. So I want to give kudos to Yolanda for the work that she has done as well. So I don't really have more to say than all the wonderful things that have been said and all the wonderful people that have said them, other than this shows what people can do when they have a vision, they have hope, they have collaboration, they have friendship, they have the willingness to, they have patience, they have, we won't say no, we'll keep finding a way to make things work. So if we can do this, we can do more, and we will do more into the future. So thank you all, and we expect you all to be here for the next great event that we have, whenever and whatever it is. Thank you all.
David, I was told to remind you that she's gotten married and it's now Yolanda Williams. We have to smile, right? It's a rainy day, beautiful fall day. We got to bring some smiles, right? As a Southwest Lansing resident myself, I'm like to echo all the thoughts of driving past here and seeing all the improvements. It's such a beautiful thing, and all the hard work that's gone into it. I know that normally a press conference is really a little bit shorter than this, and we don't normally have this many speakers, but we really wanted you to see how much hard work goes into a project like this, and how it doesn't just happen overnight, and it takes a lot of hard work. And so next up, I'd like to bring MEGHAN Martin, the Executive Director for the Arts Council of Greater Lansing, please.
Thank you. I'm going to put this down because I don't think it's offering us any sort of amplification, but I'll just speak really loudly. And it's so much an honor to be here today on behalf of the Arts Council of Greater Lansing. We administer the arts program, the grant program, the Arts Impact Project grant for the city of Lansing, and it's an amazing program where people are given $75,000 to put an amazing sculpture or permanent structure or permanent piece into their neighborhood. And this has just been an amazing opportunity. When I started at the Arts Council, this was one of the first projects that I was assigned to. So I'm very thankful to be here to celebrate Southwest Lansing and the role that arts and culture is playing to help build upon the community's efforts here. Encompass Lansing is one of the multiple arts impact projects that the city of Lansing has invested in over the city. And we have one more going in as we speak on the Shiawassee Street Bridge right now.
Going up right now.
This second. And there are so many more. And I'm so glad that this is part of that. The value that the city places on arts and artists and the impact of arts and culture for our city is so immeasurably met with thanks and gratitude. And getting to know the community here in Southwest Lansing, it's been amazing to see the level of commitment they've placed on bringing everyone to the table, the authentic conversations we've had, and how well they're actively listening to their neighbors. It's been an honor to work with our talented artists such as David Such and his partner in crime, Fred Hammond. And I would like to introduce David and give him a chance to speak because you've produced such an amazing piece and had so many great conversations. I'd love to give you a chance to talk a little bit about your piece, if I may.
Actually, what I'd really like to do is I have a little thank you list to go through as well. First off, I'd like to thank the people of Southwest Lansing. Their input gave me inspiration to come up with what I came up with on this. I'd also like to thank the swag and Rachel. I mean, you're tenacious as all get out, and it's appreciated. I'd also like to thank KRIS from LEAP. Thank you for all your help and guidance through this whole process. I'd also like to thank the city of Lansing, definitely, and their crew. Thank you, Mayor Shore. Thank you, council members HUSSAIN and KATHIE DUNBAR. And thanks to Jesse Fountain and his crew for moving this thing all over the place. Thank you, Delisa, for keeping us on the rails. And I'd also like to thank Kristen from Elements Design Studio, who's designed this little town square it came from. And I think finally I'd like to thank my build partner, Fred Hammond, who's not here today, and also a person who helped us with some of the design work, Kendra Church. And I think that about covers it for me. And if you have any questions about the piece, I don't know what to say about it other than I'm glad it's here and I'm glad it's part of Southwest Lansing. Thank you.
Before we get to the very fun part of cutting the ribbon, I would be remiss if I didn't ask Councilwoman Dunbar if you'd like to come up and say a few words, please. You've had so much that you've done in Southwest Lansing. Thank you.
That's okay. I don't need to say much. My role was really pitching the grant for the artwork, and you did a lovely job. You really did. I appreciate it so much. When we came up with the concept of a town square, we were talking about how do you build community and where do you put the Christmas tree? Because that's really what defines where people gather in the community. Like, where is the spot where people gather for holiday events and things, and we didn't have something like that. So the concept of this becoming a town square was really an impetus in the design process for all of this. It's not meant to just be decorative. It really is meant to have events held on it, have folks hang out on it, eventually, benches and things like that. So it's lovely that it's visible from the road. It represents so much for these businesses around here and for the residents that really helped contribute to the design process. So thank you very much for allowing me to be a part of it in the beginning, and so proud that it's come to fruition, and you've done it. Tenacious is kind of your word today, right? We're gonna go with tenacious, which is yeah, that's you, in every good way possible. So, thank you.
Thank you to all of our speakers. So now let's get to the exciting part, what everyone's here for. Let's cut the ribbon on this beautiful town square.
Really excited to be here at Town Square Southwest. This is going to be a wonderful placemaking tool for the Southwest community in Lansing. It's an opportunity for people to congregate, to spend some time. It looks real nice. It's something that people can be proud of. And we're going to continue the progress here in Southwest Lansing, just like we are throughout the city. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Congratulations.